Hi everybody and welcome along to another Big Quiz Night In. This is episode 176 and let's see who we've got in the chat tonight. I can see that we've got Sue and the Donuts here, of course, saying good evening all in the chat. We've got Andy over on the YouTube side again watching along. Thank you for doing that, mate. Jodie's here saying hi everyone. We've got Geraldine and Dave also just dropping in at the last minute there in the chat saying good evening. Welcome along to you all. I'm glad you could be here. I've had a few apologies sent from some of the other regulars this evening, so I know that some people can't be here tonight. But yeah, hello and welcome to everybody that is. And if you're watching a repeat of this show, if it's not live at the moment and you're watching anyway, thank you. And do let me know in the comments your responses throughout the evening as you're watching, because I do like to know how you're getting on with this quiz. So wherever you are, wherever you're watching, please do leave comments as you go through the show. So we're going to go over to do the kid question again to kick off as we normally do. To get you some bonus points, you can then add on to our regular 3 quiz rounds to follow. And then at the end of the show, we have got catchphrase, and then we're going to do Tenable. We haven't done that for a while, so I brought Tenable back for our final game of the evening. More on that later. And also Patreons, if you're watching, you want to make sure you stick around for the end of the show, because we're going to be talking very briefly before we go about what we're going to be doing at the Patreon quiz next week. We've got a brand new app I'm going to be trying out, and I'll talk to you a bit more about it then. So with that said, let's go over to the kids question to kick off the show. And we got Ruben back. Here he is. I'm going to slide over a little bit, actually, so you've got a bit more space. There you go. Okay, so the way this one works then, regular viewers will know, I'm going to put a question on screen that Ruben's going to read out that we've worked out together earlier on this evening. And you get 2 bonus points if you get it correct, but you have to put the guess in the comments for those watching live so we can give you shout outs. No pressure at all if you get it wrong. You're not supposed to know the answer to this one because it's a tricky one, at least for some. Because it is about the new Star Wars movie that's had a trailer come out. Yes, May 22nd next year, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie. That is the official poster. Might be a bit small on your screens, but do check it out. It's very Indiana Jones-esque. It's very cool. But here's the question. Do you want to read it out, Reuben?
What is the name of Jabba the Hutt's son making his live-action debut in this movie? Is it A, Rotter,
Yeah.
B, Jotter,
Yeah.
C, Jotter, or D, Lotter?
Yes. So we say live action debut because the character has appeared in the Clone Wars, so in animation already, and this is now the grown-up version of that character.
Who's buff for some reason.
Yes, if you watch the trailer, he's incredibly muscular, not like Jabba the Hutt was. Obviously the same species, but yeah. Who knew? Have a guess in the comments. You get 2 bonus points if you get it correct, and you can use those on any of the 3 upcoming quiz rounds as always. Which one is it? Let's see what people say. We've got some guesses coming in. Do you know, I was just thinking, I don't think anybody got it right last week, did that? 2 weeks ago when we did the last show. I don't think anybody got it right.
What did we do then?
It was about... Oh, it was there was a numbers in the guess, and everybody went for some of the other ones. I forget what it was now. So yeah, we might be having struggles again with this one. I wonder how we get on. That
sound very similar.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and that was deliberate. That was deliberate, admittedly.
That's a difference. So.
It's more to give us the excuse to talk about how fun this movie looks, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rather than anything else.
It's like
planets. It was about planets. Yes, thank you, Jodie.
To me, it almost looks fan-made because of the cuts.
I thought it was. It's the kind of thing a fan-made poster would look like. But
when I first saw that, since I saw it on like a YouTube post, I was like, yeah, that's got to be fake. But then when I figured out it's the actual movie poster,
it's the real one.
I was like, wow.
Yep. Okay, we've got all the guesses locked in. So we've got Jodie saying D, Dave saying B, Andy's going with B, Geraldine says C, Sue's going with B. Well, Let's reveal the answer then, mate. It is.
It is A.
It is.
Rotter.
He's Rotter the Hutt, or Stinky, as he was known as affectionately in the Clone Wars animated show. Yes. So, no points. But now you're all aware there's a fun new Star Wars movie coming next year. I'm sure we'll talk about it again when it gets closer to the release date, May 22nd. A little bit after May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, that would have been so good if they released it on
Maybe they'll do like a full trailer special release on that day or something. We'll see.
Okay, well, thanks for your help there, Rue. Well, I'm going to move on now.
Now, since this is Star Wars,
Yes, what you can do.
I'm just going to do a spaceship instead of the ocean.
Yeah, go on. What you can do? How's that go? Oh dear! So nobody got bonus points then, but never mind. Bit of fun, bit of fun, and chance for Ruben to come on and say hi to you all. Now, you can see the subjects at the bottom of the screen. Tonight we are going to be doing 15-question quiz rounds on beginning with G, Child's Play, and then Potluck. So beginning with G, all the answers are going to begin with G. Quite simple, straightforward, general knowledge. Any subject goes, but the answers will all begin with G. Round 2, Child's Play. So all the questions, all the answers will have a connection to the word child. Okay. And then round 3 is Potluck general knowledge, which we've sort of started doing on the regular as just a general knowledge end of the quiz part. Then we go into our game shows. Won't always be that way, but that's kind of the rhythm we've got into now, at least. Right, beginning with a G. No more answers in the comments. You can have general chat, that's fine. I can clarify things for you if you want, where that's required, but you don't put any more guesses in the comments. You can, though, think about what the countdown conundrum answer could be, because you get 2 bonus points for this round if you get that correct. Again, you don't need to put that in the comments. I don't want to spoil it for others. I will reveal the answers for everything at the end of this round. That includes the countdown conundrum. So here we go, everybody. Question number 1. Which is the first book of the Old Testament? Question number 1. Which is the first book of the Old Testament? Question number 2. What was the name of Billy Peltzer's pet Mogwai, and what is the name of the film franchise he appeared in? For 2 points, what is the name of Billy Peltzer's pet Mogwai, and what was the name of the film franchise he appeared in? So that'll be for 2 points. Question 3. Which 3 European countries have names beginning with G? Which 3 European countries have names beginning with G? And we are talking about countries specifically here, not dependencies. We are talking countries. 1 point for each. Okay. Thank you to those watching. If you tapped the like button already, always appreciate positive emoji reactions. Right, your next question then is question number 4. Question 4. Which 2 Gs were English Football League clubs last season? Which 2 Gs were English Football League clubs last season? So 1 point for each there. That'll be another 2 points. Question number 5 now. Question 5. Which act had a UK hit with Don't Stop Believing in 2010? Which act had a UK hit with Don't Stop Believing in 2010? Okay, then question number 6. What was the surname of the German story-writing brothers Wilhelm and Jacob? What was the surname of the German story-writing brothers Wilhelm and Jacob? Okay, the next question then is question number 7. According to Disney, what was the name of Pinocchio's maker, the villain in Beauty and the Beast, and the princess in Enchanted? Of course, all beginning with a G. According to Disney, what was the name of Pinocchio's maker, the villain in Beauty and the Beast, and the princess in Enchanted? As per usual, 1 point for each there as well. Question number 8 now. Question 8. Liberty City and Vice City are locations in which video game franchise? Liberty City and Vice City are locations in which video game franchise? Okay, the next question in question number 9. Question 9. Phil Collins, Billy Joe Armstrong, and Damon Albarn are the frontmen of which pop acts beginning with a G? Phil Collins, Billy Joe Armstrong, and Damon Albarn are, or were, you should say for some of these, I guess, the frontmen in which pop acts beginning with G? You'll get thinking time at the end of the round, of course, and you can ask me for any repeats if I've gone through these too quickly. Just let me know in the chat for those watching live. Question 10. What is Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park? What is Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park? Oh, Jan's just dropped into the chat there. Good evening, my friends. Have a great quiz. Welcome along, mate. Okay, the next question then. Question 11. Which movies, all beginning with G, won Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Pesci, and Russell Crowe an Oscar? Which movies, all beginning with G, won Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Pesci, and Russell Crowe an Oscar? 1 point for each for those 3 movies. I had to do a double take then on the notes so for the quiz because it said Joe Pesci and my mind went straight to Joe Pasquale and I'm thinking that would have been a very different film. For those who know that, remember that comedian. No, Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Pesci, and Russell Crowe. Name the films that won them the Oscars. Right, beginning with G, of course. Question 12. Which G was celebrity chef Graham Kerr's nickname? In fact, it's a double G. Which G or double G was celebrity chef Graham Kerr's nickname? Question number 13 for 2 more points now. Which 2 cities in the United Kingdom begin with the letter G? Which 2 cities in the United Kingdom begin with the letter G? Right, question number 14 now. Question 14 is for 3 more points. Beginning with G, which superheroes' secret identities were Johnny Blaze, Hal Jordan, and Oliver Queen? Which superheroes' secret identities were Johnny Blaze, Hal Jordan, and Oliver Queen? So what were their superhero names? Oh, you see the subtitles in Facebook for the very first time. Game changer. It's nothing to do with me. Yeah, must be some clever AI auto-generating subtitles. That could lead to some hilarious wording, I'm sure. I always put the subtitles on my short form videos that I post sometimes. Well, I tend to post here as well, but also in other places. And it also generates the subtitles for that, but you can go in and then edit them afterwards. And I've noticed it's been getting better, and I've had to edit it far less often. So I guess I better be careful what I talk about, since the AI is always watching. Okay, the next and final question then in this round, question 15. Which 3 members of the Gandhi political family were assassinated in India? 1 point for each. Which 3 members of the Gandhi political family were assassinated in India? 1 point for each. Yes, especially since it displayed leather instead of letter. Also, I'm a bit like nasally here, and that's probably coming through as well, making some of my words not be as clear as I'd like them to be at the moment. So that was the end of the question round, though, for beginning with a G. Let me know now if you'd like anything repeated. And of course, try and work out the countdown conundrum for 2 extra points. I'll reveal the answer to that once I've gone through all the answers for this round. In the meantime, give you a little bit of thinking time and to see if any comments come in asking for repeats. But I will remind you all that you can support me on other platforms and other places if you would like to. You can find the link on my Facebook page or in my YouTube profile, I believe. I think I'll put it just about everywhere. I don't know if I do put it in the link to the video, the description of the video anymore. I can't remember. Let me just have a quick look. Did I put it in? Yes, it is still in there. Yeah, because I'm using a different platform as of a couple of months back, as you might be aware. It's restreaming for me to Facebook and YouTube, so I don't have to do it. And that means that I just put all the information in one place, send the video to one place, and it sends it to both for me, which is super helpful. But I just want to make sure that I had kept the link in there. Okay, question 7 Dave's asked for. Question 7 again was, according to Disney, what was the name of Pinocchio's maker, the villain in Beauty and the Beast, and the princess in Enchanted? So, yes, the name of Pinocchio's maker, the villain in Beauty and the Beast, and the princess in Enchanted. That's that one for you. Yes, but if you go to that link, you'll see all the little social media icons across the top there where the logo is. If you click on any of those, you can follow me in those locations. Would be much appreciated. I share lots of different things across those. All right, I've waffled on enough for this round. I will go through the answers now. tally up your scores as always. Let me know how many you got correct in the comments and add on 2 points if you get the conundrum correct as well. Okay, question number 1. Which is the first book of the Old Testament? It is Genesis. Question 2. What was the name of Billy Peltzer's pet mogwai? And what was the name of the film franchise? It is Gizmo in Gremlins. Gizmo was the mogwai. Gremlins is the name of the franchise. Question 3. Which 3 European countries have names beginning with G? It's Germany, Greece, and Georgia. Gibraltar is a dependency, not a country, just in case anybody put that. Question 4. Which 2 Gs were English Football League clubs last season? It's Gillingham and Grimsby Town. Question 5. Which act had a UK hit with Don't Stop Believing in 2010? That is the cast of Glee. Question 6. What was the surname of the German story-writing brothers Wilhelm and Jacob? They are the Brothers Grimm. Question 7. According to Disney, what was the name of Pinocchio's maker? The villain in Beauty and the Beast and the princess in Enchanted. It's Geppetto, Gaston, and Giselle. Question 8. Liberty City and Vice City are locations in which video game franchise? It is Grand Theft Auto. Question 9. Phil Collins, Billy Joe Armstrong, and Damon Albarn are or were the frontmen in which pop acts all beginning with G? Genesis, Green Day, and Gorillaz. Question 10. What is Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park? It is a geyser, or geyser, depending on where you're from. Question 11. Which movies, all beginning with G, won Whoopi Goldberg, Joe Pesci, and Russell Crowe an Oscar? It is Ghost, Goodfellas, and Gladiator for 3 points. Question 12. Which G was celebrity chef Graham Kerr's nickname? It's the Galloping Gourmet. Question 13. Which 2 cities in the United Kingdom begin with the letter G? That's Gloucester and Glasgow. Question 14. Beginning with G. Which superhero secret identities were Johnny Blaze, Hal Jordan, and Oliver Queen? Ghost Rider is Johnny Blaze. Hal Jordan was Green Lantern, or a Green Lantern. And Oliver Queen was Green Arrow. Question 15. Which 3 members of the Gandhi political family were assassinated in India? It is Mahatma, Indira, and Rajiv for 3 points. So, start adding up those scores. The answer for the countdown conundrum is Destroyer. For 2 points there, Destroyer. Yes. I don't know if they're still watching, but the company that I'm going to talk about later on, who make the quiz app that we're going to be using in our Patreon quiz nights, and maybe more in the future, have checked in and liked the video. So that's super cool. Really, really nice bunch of people, I have to say. Again, more on that later, but that's nice to see them pop up with the likes. All right, so let's see how many you have got. See how many points you've got. Let me know. And as always, we celebrate with those who do well and commiserate with those who don't. But remember, it is just about having a bit of fun. And don't forget to also comment your scores if you're watching a repeat of this, if you're not watching live. Speaking of which, this is a test to see if they did stop to watch the quiz. Very happy birthday to Millie. She's not watching live. Her and Mike, I assume them both are out for her birthday. So congratulations. Happy birthday. Hope you had a great time. And let me know if you're watching. All right. With that said, we've got some scores coming in. Jody says 16 plus the 2 points for the conundrum. Andy says 18 plus 2 for the conundrum. That makes 20 over on YouTube. Well done. Sue says the donuts have got 26 and got the conundrum. Dave's got 19 points plus the conundrum as well. Geraldine's got 18 plus 2 for the conundrum. Very good scores. Well done all. Okay. Well, that bodes well then for the next 2 rounds then, because they're all general knowledge rounds. There's nothing specific as such. They've got themes, of course, but they're all general knowledge rounds essentially tonight. So let's see how you do with the next one. Now, you have a new conundrum there on screen. 2 more points if you get that. 15 more questions for this round. Exactly the same process. Let's see how you get on. Question number 1 in our Child's Play round. What is the name of the branch of medicine related to the care of children? What is the name of the branch of medicine relating to the care of children? For 1 point. Yes, very good scores for that last round. Well done, everybody. Oh, that's better. I can see now. Question 2 for 3 points. Who had UK hits with songs called Sweet Child of Mine, The Man with the Child in His Eyes, and Belfast Child? Who had UK hits with songs called Sweet Child of Mine, The Man with the Child in His Eyes, and Belfast Child? Three different answers there, 1 point for each. Question number 3. In which film did Eddie Murphy play a social worker named Chandler Jarrell? In keeping with the theme, of course. In which film did Eddie Murphy play a social worker named Chandler Jarrell? I used to love this movie as a kid. Haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember really liking it. Probably because I was too young to watch it, but it was still a fun film. I wonder what it was rated, actually. There's a question. It's been so long since I looked into it. Interesting. Talk about that in a moment when we get to the answers. Question 4. Windy Miller lived in a windmill in which children's TV series? Windy Miller lived in a windmill in which children's TV series? Okay, the next question, question number 5. Which medical doctor hosted a television series called Child of Our Time? Which medical doctor hosted the television series called Child of Our Time? Right, the next question and question number 6 for 4 points. According to the nursery rhyme Monday's Child, which 4 attributes does the child that was born on the Sabbath day have? According to the nursery rhyme Monday's Child, which 4 attributes does the child born on the Sabbath have? 1 point for each, as per usual. Okay, your next question is question number 7. What was the surname of the central family in the hit US sitcom called Married with Children? What was the surname of the central family in the hit US sitcom called Married with Children? Question number 8 now. Question 8. Which former Prime Minister of Great Britain and Northern Ireland has children named James, John, and Jennifer? Which former Prime Minister has children named James, John, and Jennifer? For 1 point. Right, the next question then, question number 9. Which is the most common name used in nursery rhymes? Which is the most common name used in nursery rhymes? Question number 10 for 3 more points. Question 10. Which 3 Disney animated features were set in the fictional locations called Radiator Springs, Arendelle, and San Francisco? Which 3 Disney animated features were set in the fictional locations called Radiator Springs, Arendelle, and San Francisco? For another 3 points there. Okay, question 11 now. Which children's literary character lives with the Brown family at 32 Windsor Gardens in Maida Vale? Which children's literary character lives with the Brown family at 32 Windsor Gardens in Maida Vale? Question number 12 now. Question 12. What were the names of the 2 boats from Arthur Ransom's most famous children's novel? What were the names of the 2 boats from Arthur Ransom's most famous children's novel? All right, let's go to the next question then. Question 13. What is the name of the evil doll from the film called Child's Play? What is the name of the evil doll from the film called Child's Play? Had to come up at some point with the round called the same thing, didn't it? Question 14 now for 4 more points. Name the children from the Weasley family who attended Hogwarts School for Witches and Wizards in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Name the children from the Weasley family who attended Hogwarts School in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So 1 point for each again there. Just 1 more question left in this round. Remember, you can let me know if you want any questions repeated once I've asked this one, and we'll go back and do that for you. Quite a few multiple point questions actually this time round. Question 15 then. Which 3 authors wrote The Railway Children, The Children of the Corn, and The Children of Men? Which 3 authors wrote The Railway Children, The Children of the Corn, and The Children of Men? For a further 3 points. So you are running out of time then. If you are going to work out the countdown conundrum on screen now, you get 2 extra points if you can work that one out. I'll tell you what the answer is very shortly once I've gone through the answers for this quiz round. Then we'll see how well you've done. Then we move on to round 3, our potluck round. A reminder, and for anybody new that's just joined us, once we've finished the potluck general knowledge round coming up, we'll then go into the game shows round where we play our own version of Family Fortunes and Tenable this evening. Sometimes we do catchphrase as well, or instead of Tenable. But tonight it is going to be Tenable and Family Fortune styled quiz rounds to finish off the show tonight. Any requests for repeats, do let me know. Okay, the conundrum just clicked. Weird how it does that. Oh, you've worked it out. Excellent. Let's have a look in a moment. See if you are correct. Remember, it is also entirely possible that there's more than one word that fits with the conundrum. So if it is legitimately a word and not one that I've said it is, I'll double check and then you still get the points, as has happened a few times before now. Okay, let's go through the answers then. So, question number 1. What is the name of the branch of medicine relating to the care of children? That is pediatrics. Question 2. Who had the UK hits with songs called Sweet Child of Mine, The Man with the Child in His Eyes, and Belfast Child? It is Guns N' Roses, Kate Bush, and Simple Minds. Question 3. In which film did Eddie Murphy play a social worker named Chandler Jarrell? It's called The Golden Child. Very cool film. Although having said that, again, I've not seen it for so long, it might actually be rubbish. And I'm just remembering it nostalgically. But yeah, so I think it was a 15 in the UK. Yeah, PG-13 over in the States. Yeah. Creepy kind of fantasy movie it turns out to be. But with his humour. It's good. Right. That being said, let's move on. The Golden Child, that's question 3. Question 4. Windy Miller lived in a windmill in which children's TV series? Trumpton. Question 5. Which medical doctor hosted the television series called Child of Our Time? It is Dr. Robert Winston. Question 6. According to the nursery rhyme Monday's Child, which 4 attributes does a child that was born on the Sabbath day have? Bonny, blithe, good, and gay for 4 points. Question 7. What was the surname of the central family in the hit US sitcom called Married with Children? It is Bundy. Question 8. Which former Prime Minister has children named James, John, and Jennifer? That's Gordon Brown. Question 9. Which is the most common name used in nursery rhymes? It is Jack. Question 10. Which 3 Disney animated features were set in the fictional locations called Radiator Springs, Arendelle, and San Francisco? It is Cars, Frozen, and Big Hero 6. Question 11. Which children's literary character lives with the Brown family at 32 Windsor Gardens in Maida Vale? Paddington Bear. Question 12. What were the names of the 2 boats from Arthur Ransom's most famous children's novel? It is The Swallow and the Amazon, as in from Swallows and Amazons. Question 13. What is the name of the evil doll from the film called Child's Play? It is Chucky. Question 14. Name the children from the Weasley family who attended Hogwarts School in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. It's Ron, Fred, George, and Percy. And question 15. Which 3 authors wrote The Railway Children, Children of the Corn, and The Children of Men? It is E. Nesbit, Stephen King, and P.D. James for 3 points. Now, the answer then for the Countdown Conundrum for round 2 is threefold. So 2 bonus points if you got threefold there, and or something similar. If you think it's another one, I can double check. But threefold's the answer we've got here, and that's 2 extra points on top of whatever you've scored for this quiz round. Nobody got the kids' bonus question right at the start, at least from the live viewers. So that means that there's no extra points to add on to a score. But there will be another conundrum on screen in just a moment when we go on to, of course, the potluck round. 6 points, says Jody. Thank you. Good effort. 15 plus 2, says Andy. That's 17 for me. Very good. Donut scored 17 with no conundrum. Ooh, tied with Andy for points there then. Just a 7 in that round for Dave. Yeah, some trickier questions in this one, I think. 15 plus 2 for Geraldine. Excellent work. Okay. Not bad. Again, if you're watching the repeats of this, please do comment what your score was as well. And we move on to our potluck round next. Okay, so there we go. There's a new conundrum on screen now. 15 more questions in this potluck general knowledge round. Anything goes in this one. Let's see how well you do here. Then we go into our game shows round. So let's make a start. Question 1. Which sweet maker has its flagship factory in Bourneville in Birmingham? Which sweet maker has its flagship factory in Bourneville in Birmingham? For 1 point. Question number 2. What were the Christian names of the notorious Cray twins? So that's 1 point for each again. What were the Christian names or first names of the notorious Cray twins? Question number 3 now. Who famously said, "I refuse to join any club that would have me as a member"? Who famously said, "I refuse to join any club that would have me as a member"? Right, question number 4 now. Question 4. What is the link between Luxford and Copley and Newton and Ridley? What is the link between Luxford and Copley and Newton and Ridley? What is the connection? Question number 5. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, even though I looked up how to pronounce it. Question 5. What kind of vegetable is the Amanita phalloides, otherwise known as the death cap? What kind of vegetable is the Amanita phalloides, otherwise known as the death cap? I'm going to put that spelling in the chat so you can see it written down. Although I'm sure death cap is enough of a clue for you. Let me just send this to both. There you go. What kind of vegetable is that? Question number 6. Question number 6. How do American and Irish distillers spell whiskey? How do American and Irish distillers spell whiskey? Question number 7 now. Question 7. Name the highest mountains in England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Name the highest mountains in England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. And yes, that is for 4 points. Okay, question number 8 then. Question 8 is next. Which US city is called the City of Brotherly Love? Which US city is called the City of Brotherly Love? Question number 9 now. Question 9. What were the first names of the composers Gilbert and Sullivan? What were the first names of the composers Gilbert and Sullivan? Question 10. Elvis Presley, The Proclaimers, and The Police had UK hit songs mentioning which three kings? Elvis Presley, The Proclaimers, and The Police had UK hit songs mentioning which three kings? Question number 11 now. Question 11. What name is given to the 90-foot tall Art Deco statue of Jesus that overlooks Rio de Janeiro? What name is given to the 90-foot tall Art Deco statue of Jesus that overlooks Rio de Janeiro? Question number 12. Which two letters of the alphabet denote human sex chromosomes? Which two letters of the alphabet denote human sex chromosomes? Again, that's 1 point for each. Question 13. Is a Sussex charmer a dog, a pig, or a cheese? Is a Sussex charmer a dog, a pig, or a cheese? Question 14 then. Question number 14 now. Which H.G. Wells novel was also the title of a #1 selling album in the UK music charts? Which H.G. Wells novel was also the title of a #1 selling album in the UK music charts? And finally then, question number 15. What are the 6 murder weapons found in the classic game of Cluedo? What are the 6 murder weapons found in the classic game of Cluedo? Or Clue for the American version. That's the end of the round. So again, you can let me know if you have any questions that need repeated. I don't know how much more there is to mention whilst I stall for time and give you that thinking time. I don't know. There's no discounts on the merch store at the moment. I will share when they happen. You can get yourself anything with that logo on, with the Big Quiz 19 logo. Loads of different products there in the shop. Hats, hoodies, bags, t-shirts, you name it, it's there. Mugs, water bottles, there's all sorts. So again, all this stuff that I do outside of these live shows to raise awareness about what I do all goes to help support what I do. So just bear that in mind. Number 7 for Sue and the Donuts. Name the highest mountains in England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. 1 point for each. Don't often ask about the tallest mountain, highest mountain in Ireland. That's a tricky one. I don't think I've asked about that often in quizzes. compared to the other three. It's just how they've been written. But yeah, this time we want all 4. But you do get 1 point for each. So yeah, you might not get all 4 of them, but that means you still get points if you get some of them. Okay, running out of thinking time. Anybody else want the question repeated? Remember, if you're watching this back, if you're not watching live, please do leave a comment and let me know how you get on. Next week, as I've said before, earlier this evening, next week is the Patreon quiz. That starts at 8:30. We meet via Google Meet, a video call on Google Meet, and we do different quizzes all the time. And this time we're doing something else, which is new and different, free. You don't need to pay to download this app or anything. It's not like that. But it is going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it. More on that at the end. So that's next week. And then I'll be back here again for Facebook Live. I believe that's on the 7th. Yes. So 2 weeks wait again in between shows. Okay, let's go through the answers for this round. That's enough thinking time, I think. Question 1, which sweet maker has its flagship factory in Bourneville in Birmingham? It is Cadbury's. Question 2, what were the first names of the notorious Cray twins? It's Ronnie and Reggie Cray. Question 3, who famously said, "I refuse to join any club that would have me as a member"? That was Groucho Marx. Question 4, what's the link between Luxford and Copley and Newton and Ridley? They are fictional TV breweries in EastEnders and Coronation Street. So fictional TV breweries for 1 point. Question 5, the death cap is a mushroom. Question 6, American and Irish distillers spell whiskey with an E. So Whiskey. It's the Scots that spell it without the E. Question sorry, you needed to spell it with the E. Whiskey. If you put that, you get a bonus point. Question 7, the highest mountains in England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales. So for England, it's Scafell Pike. For Scotland, it is Ben Nevis. For Wales, it's Mount Snowdon. And for Ireland, it's Corran Hill. So 1 point for each. Question 8, which US city is called the City of Brotherly Love? That's Philadelphia. Question 9, what were the first names of the composers Gilbert and Sullivan? It is William Gilbert and Arthur Sullivan. Question 10, Elvis Presley, the Proclaimers and the Police had UK hit songs mentioning which 3 kings? Elvis Presley had a song called, or that referenced King Creole. The Proclaimers sang King of the Road, and the Police King of Pain. Question 11, the name that's given to the 90-foot tall statue of Jesus that overlooks Rio de Janeiro is Christ the Redeemer. Question 12, which 2 letters of the alphabet denote human sex chromosomes? It is X and Y. Question 13, is a Sussex charmer a dog, a pig or a cheese? It's a type of cheese. Question 14, which H.G. Wells novel was also the title of a #1 selling album in the UK music charts? It is The War of the Worlds. And question 15, what are the 6 murder weapons found in the classic Cluedo game? It is a candlestick, a dagger, a lead pipe, rope, a revolver, and a spanner for 6 points. The answer for the countdown conundrum is huskiness. That's a tricky one, I think. That's a tricky one. So let me know how many points you got for that round then. I'll give you all shout outs again. And then we go on to the Family Fortunes round next and finish off on Tenable tonight. But that is the end of that round. Let's see how many points you've got for this one then. You've got 14 plus 2 for Jody. Good score there. Dave says 16 points. Well done. Donuts scored 22 and got the conundrum. Excellent work there. 20 for Geraldine. No conundrum, though. Yeah, huskiness, tricky one there. I don't think I'd have got that one. I'd have got Destroyer at the start. I did manage to work that one out, but I don't think I'd have got either of the other two. So very good if you got that one. And Andy, 19 plus 2, so 21 points. Top conundruming form tonight. Conundruming, that's a nice word. Okay, let's move on, shall we, to our game shows round. So, here we go. This time you do need to say in the comments what your guesses are, because you're all one team working together for this game and then for Tenable afterwards. Just the one question in Family Fortunes we do, and it's this one. 100 people were surveyed. You need to work out what the top answers were from that survey. The top 7, I believe, we're looking for tonight. Is it 7? It's, you know, it's not 7. It's not 7. It's the top 6. Let's have a look. There you go. I'll remove 7 for you. It's only 6. All right. So, have a guess. Name something edible you might peel before you eat. Doesn't mean you have to. Not all of them you have to peel before you eat. But typically, you probably would. For most of them. Anyway, if you were asked that question, what do you think the most popular answers would be? And what would you say in response to it? Because that might be a different answer. So we've got orange and banana guess first. Dave, Geraldine, Sue, oranges and bananas have been guessed first. Let's have a look at what we've got here. Orange is number 2. Banana's the top answer. Well done if you put that. Geraldine's gone with a boiled egg. Is that on the list? It's not. Do you know, it probably was 7 or 8, but I could only see numbers 1 through 6 for this one. So it's not there, I'm afraid. Jodie's gone with orange as well. We know where that lies now. And then kiwi as well. Is kiwi there? Nope, not kiwi. And onion. Is onion one of the answers? That's number 5. Yeah, you would definitely peel an onion, wouldn't you? Now, what's some of the other ones? Potato. Andy's gone with potato. That is not number 6. That is number 4. Oh well, you saw what that one is now. Number 4 is potato. What could number 3 be? That's another one you don't have to peel. Grapefruit is not there. Grape is not there. I'm just gonna reveal number 6 because most of you saw that anyway, I'm sure. Number 6 is pineapple. You would definitely want to peel that one, or just slice it off once you've cut it up. Got to be one of the most awkward fruits or vegetables to peel, hasn't it? Right, but what's number 3? Nobody's guessed number 3 so far. I'm not going to narrow it down just yet because we've obviously flown through this one quite quickly. Mango? No. This is one of those ones you don't have to peel before you eat. Some people prefer it with or without, so you don't have to. A Swede. Ooh. There's very few ways you could get me to eat a Swede. It's not there. Very few ways. Carrot. I mean, it fits the criteria. It fits the clues I've given, but it's not. It's apple, I'm afraid, guys. It is apple. Andy just got it in there on the YouTube side. Very well done. And apple is the correct answer. So we've got banana, orange, apple, potato, onion, and pineapple. Good work, everybody. Now, we're going to move on now to our Tenable round. And so for Tenable, we have got 3 questions as per usual for you. Again, carry on working in this team. Comment as much as you can with your guesses. to work out what you think the top 10 is for each question. So the first question that we're going to get is, coming up now, the top 10 highest grossing movies in the James Bond franchise. This has come up because I recently saw that people are asking Pierce Brosnan about whether he would consider coming back to the franchise to play an older, potentially a retired Bond, being brought back in for some reason, which I absolutely love. I love this idea, especially after how the Daniel Craig's one's finished off. I'd love to see this from Pierce Brosnan, to see him come back doing something a bit different. But yes, this is the, even though his movies got, not his fault, but his movies got progressively worse. After starting off so strong with GoldenEye, they're all right, but no, they got progressively worse. I will say that confidently. But yes, what are the top 10 highest grossing global takings, not just box office? This is, of course, according to boxofficemojo.com, which tracks all these things. So the top 10 highest grossing movies in the James Bond franchise. Let's see what your guesses are. So Dave has gone with No Time to Die, probably the most recent one, isn't it? Let's have a look. Where is that on the list? Is it there? It's number 6. Number 6. Okay, so we're away then. Sue has gone with Skyfall. This is in order, by the way. So the highest grossing one is at the top, down to the 10th highest at the bottom. And Skyfall is number 1. The highest grossing Bond movie of all time. Now, what else have we got here? Casino Royale. Casino Royale? Is it there? Let's have a look. It's high if it is. Yes, number 4 on the list. You Only Live Twice. Geraldine, it's my absolute favourite Bond movie. I've said that many a time. You Only Live Twice, my personal favourite. I like an awful lot of them, but that one is the best. But it's not in the list. Not in the list, I'm afraid. Not in the top 10. GoldenEye, we just mentioned Pierce Brosnan's films there. GoldenEye was Pierce Brosnan's first outing as Bond. It's number 9 in the list. Okay. Dr. No, the very first official James Bond movie, is that here? Let's have a look. No. Dr. No is not there. Spectre is another guess. That's another more modern one. You'd think, given the fact that everything's more expensive these days, you'd think that would be in the list compared to some of the older ones, and it is. So yes, Spectre is second. From Russia with Love, one of the older ones there. Let's see, is From Russia with Love there? No. I think all the older Bond films had the best theme songs as well. There's some real stinkers in the newer ones. Not all of them. Not all of them, but some of them. Such a shame. Living Daylights is another one with a great theme. Is Living Daylights there? We'll do Jodie's one after this. Living Daylights is not there. Let's have a look at The World Is Not Enough. Is that one there? It's number 7. Well done. We found another one then. License to Kill, the other Timothy Dalton one, as well as Living Daylights. Is that one on the list? It's such a shame Timothy Dalton didn't get to do more as Bond. Such a shame. He was very good. Okay, not there. Let me see if I can give you some clues now we're getting to that point, I believe. That's all the guesses I've got so far. Yes. Sue's gone with Quantum of Solace. Is that there? Yes. So now you've got all of the 5 Daniel Craig Bond films in the list. Goldfinger. Critically acclaimed as probably one of the best Bond films. Certainly critically, I would say that's considered the best Sean Connery one. I like it. I do like it. But again, you only live twice. So good. But where is Goldfinger in the list? Is it even there? It is not there. Die Another Day. So we've gone for another Pierce Brosnan one now. Annoyingly for me, with my own bias, the worst of the lot, with one of the worst theme tunes as well, is actually Pierce Brosnan's most profitable James Bond movie. Shocking stuff. But what else could it be? Tomorrow Never Dies. That's another Pierce Brosnan one. This one's not too bad. That's number 8. And we've got, Tomorrow Never Dies from Sue and from Dave. Andy's gone with Moonraker. Of all the other random ones from other Bonds you could have guessed, you've gone with Moonraker. That is number 10, and I'm staggered by that. I'm absolutely staggered that that is there. I don't know what I would have expected it to be, but I would not have ever in a million years guessed that one. But there you go. I'm guessing because it rode on the coattails of Star Wars success and promoted itself as a space movie with lasers and stuff. Maybe it did well in the box office because of that. But still, there you go. Well done. You've worked out the 10, and we go to the next one. Your next tenable question is alphabetically the first 10 US states that include a letter O. So it doesn't start with the letter O necessarily. Depends how it falls alphabetically. There's a letter O in this US state, in these 10 US states. So, start having a think now, running through all the US states that you know the names of. Has it got a letter O in it? It's worth having a guess. Because we won't get through the whole of the alphabet with the first 10. Okay, Dave has gone with Colorado. Let's see where that is. And then we've got Andy and Jody saying Arizona. So if that's the correct answer, it's got to be above Colorado, because this is alphabetical order, of course. Well done there. So yes, Dave, Andy, Jody. Sue's gone with Ohio. Let's have a look. Is that in the list? Probably not if it's going that high. Nope, not Ohio. Andy says California. Is that going to be the missing one in between Arizona and Colorado? Let's see. It is. Excellent work there. New York. Do we get far enough through the alphabet for New York to be one of the answers? Geraldine's then gone for Florida. So New York is not there. You'd think Florida would be. And you would be correct. Excellent work. Connecticut. Is Connecticut there? That will probably fill that gap nicely, if so. It does. We've got the first 5 in the list. Los Angeles. Los Angeles. Is Los Angeles there? It's not there, but that is a really good one to guess, because now you know where in the alphabet you're falling, because now you know nothing will come alphabetically after Los Angeles. So you can now narrow down the letters you're thinking it could begin with. See? Always looking for the positives here. Detroit. Is Detroit there? Not Detroit. Detroit is a city that's in Michigan. So not a state. Louisiana. Okay, is Louisiana there? And he's got it. That's number 10, Louisiana. So now you know everything you need to guess now is in between Florida and Louisiana alphabetically. Dave's gone with Georgia. We've got Geraldine saying Idaho. Yeah, Los Angeles is in California anyway. That's a good point. I thought I was being all helpful there, but it's not even there. Just because it came after Louisiana alphabetically. But anyway. We know it's not there because California's there, of course. Okay, Georgia. Where's Georgia in the list? Is it going to be in that top 6, 7, or 8? No, it's 6. Yeah, there we go. Right, Idaho. Idaho's number 7. I'll reveal that for you now. Good guessing. Number 7. Iowa. Right, you are doing very well now. You've only got one more left to guess. It obviously now begins with an I. What could it be, I wonder? I had a feeling either one of those three would have been the last ones to guess. So, beginning with an I, what could it be? Who's gone with Illinois? Looks like it'll fit. There we go. Good work. Good work. You are good with your geography, guys. Done very well there. Final one then. Indianapolis. Is that a city? I think so. Yeah, I think that's a city. Well, you've got your top 10 now anyway. So, the next and final one. This might take a little bit more thinking. The first 10 top 40 hits by Madonna with 2 words or more in their title. Okay, so the first 10 released by Madonna that got to the top 40 and also had 2 or more words in the title. Some of these very, very easy to get. If you know anything about pop music, then you will get several of these. Some of them I'd never even heard of myself. See how you go. All right, Geraldine's gone with Like a Virgin, very, very popular. But is it one of the first 10 with more than 2 words? Let's have a look. Oh, in fact, I think I clicked the wrong one. Ignore the top line. We're going to go for the second line. There you go. I just misclicked there, but anyway, it is number 2 on the list. Good shout. Jodie's on with True Blue. True Blue's number 9. Lucky Star from Dave. Let's see where that is. This is in release order as well, so it must be one of the earlier ones. And it is the very top one. The first one with 2 words in it as well. Material Girl. Material Girl. Let's have a look at this one. Is that in the list? Is that a tenable answer from Sue and the donuts there? Okay, good. Got that one. Andy's gone with Into the Groove. Anybody else said that? No. Right. Next up. Oh, Like a Prayer as well. Let's have a look. Let's see if that's a tenable answer. For Dave, Like a Prayer is not there. Just make sure I've not missed any of the other ones. Isla Bonita. Let's check that one. Isn't it La Isla Bonita, I think? Yeah, I mean, in any case, it would fit the criteria if it was one of the first 10, but it is not there. Papa Don't Preach. Probably my favourite one off the list, if I have a favourite Madonna song. I also really like the Kelly Osbourne cover of it. Okay, so that's Papa Don't Preach. Some great, great songs there. Yeah, there's some massive pop songs here. Massive. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, 6 and 7, I don't think I know them at all. I think I know 10. I definitely know 4. I recall an early one called The Gambler might not be early enough. Let's check it for you, Andy. Is that one of the missing ones? It is not, I'm afraid. No. Yeah, I was really struggling to rack my brain and just think if I have ever even heard of 6 and 7, but they made it into the top 40, so it must be all right. At the time, at least. Number 4, there's definitely been other songs in the list. Sorry, number 4 has definitely been hits for other people, whether it was a cover or not. I mean, just the words in general. Definitely other bands that have had hits with that song, or a song called the same thing at least. Crazy For You is number 4. That's the one. Well done to Dave. Andy's gone with Dress You Up. Is that one of the missing ones? It is. Well done. I've never heard of it. Never heard of it. Dave's gone with Live to Tell. Is Live to Tell one of the missing ones? That is the other one never heard of. At least, yeah, a couple of slower ones. Yeah. Oh, American Pie. She did cover American Pie. That's a good shout as well. But I fear that may have been too recent for this list, which is why it's not there, unfortunately. Yes, so you've got the 2 that I felt were the toughest ones. I will say, to narrow this down for you a bit more, number 10 in the list is 3 words. So it is one of those ones that's more than 2, as per the wording of the question. It's a 3-word title. I don't think I know it. I mean, at least I don't know it to look at the name. I may have heard these songs before that I don't know. I mean, I've DJ'd for long enough, so I've played an awful lot of Madonna over the years, but yeah, I'm not familiar with these ones. So a 3-word Madonna movie title that was after all of these ones. I give you a little bit more thinking time. I mean, you've done well to get those ones, because again, I would not have got all of these. I would have probably got 6 of them. 6 of them. I might have got True Blue at a push. Okay, I might have to break this one down for you. I could. No. I could give you some other clues, but I just don't know it well enough. All right, the last one then in the list is Open Your Heart. Something Playground, no. Open Your Heart was the final one. So that's it. Well, you did very well, in fairness, over those 3 questions. You got just about everything. There's only that last one there, which understandably people struggled on. Do you know this one? Have you heard of it? Now I've said it. I might have to look up some of these songs just to familiarise myself with them, because, yeah, not sure myself. Okay, we go now to the final page of the evening. And so this is where I get to tell you that if you do care to join us for Patreon quiz next week, there is a free trial if you've not had one already. You're absolutely welcome to join us completely for free, no obligation to stick around or anything like that. But if you choose to afterwards, then it's a minimum £2 entry every month to support me for what I do in general. And then you get the privilege to join us in the Patreon quiz and have a chat and have some fun and do completely different quiz content you never see here. So we'll do what I'm now showing you here. Where is it? There. Sorry, there's a delay. Right here. That's it. Quiz Kid. Look it up. Quiz Kid is not an app. There's a website. I put in the quiz into this website, share a link with you all, and you can then answer on your phone. And the best thing about this is there's semi-automated and some automated marking that it does for me, and it does it anonymously. So then if I have to go in and check people's answers for things that you have to spell out, for example, it says what's partially correct or looks correct, and then I can confirm if it is. But it doesn't tell me the team names. So whoever's going to win is a surprise to me when I reveal the scores as well. So there's absolutely... I have been accused of, when I'm hosting pub quizzes sometimes, of some bias, maybe jokingly, maybe from some of the new people, maybe not. There's absolutely no way it could be possible with this. Not that it's ever true anyway, by the way. But it's really fun, and it looked really cool. Andy says, "Open your heart to me, baby," quoting the lyrics. Though Human League was better, different song. Oh, okay. And yes, I'm glad you enjoyed the quiz. Never heard number 10, Dave. Okay, yeah, not just me then. So yeah, next week we're going to get to try it. I've got, at the moment, a 2-month free trial. So I'm going to add a quiz on for us to do, or several quiz questions to do. It's still in kind of early release form. So I'm also working with them to help develop it, to give them advice on how, as a quiz host, I would like to see it work. Because it's been built with pub quizzes in mind, but it's also a European app, and they don't have the UK quiz experience and knowledge of what it's like over here for pub quizzes. And my hope is, if it can be made as good as I think it's going to be, that my pub quizzes may go this way as well, because we should be able to replicate the same format, but digitally. So, and you get to go back and edit your answers until I close it off. So you complete the round and then I close it off. Whereas, just like with the normal quizzes, you can go back and change your mind on an answer and then carry on. You'll be able to do that with this. So it's not one and done, submit, that's it, you can't go back to it. And it can accommodate picture rounds, and it can accommodate the music round. It's so versatile. So I'm very excited for it. I hope you can join me if you choose to be on Patreon. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it'll be a nice little experiment next month in how it works in a live kind of quiz environment. So the more the merrier can join. There's loads more to it, but I won't bore you with it now. I'm going to close off because we've all got things to do now as our evening comes to a close. I'm glad you appreciated the quiz, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Do comment again if you're watching this elsewhere, if you've not watched this live. Love to hear how you got on. Next week, Patreon. The week after that, I'll be back here with another Facebook Live quiz. So don't forget to drop the video a like and follow, subscribe, wherever you're watching. That's all super helpful. And yeah, tell a friend. Let's grow the quiz. Let's get more people joining in. And I'll see you all same time next time for more of the same fun. Cheers. Good night.